Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week I try to bring people from across the country to talk to me about things we could do right here in New Mexico. On this week's show, this.
It's been 28 years since when I won gold at the Atlanta Olympic Games, being a part of the Magnificent Seven. It was a very humbling and an experience that I'm very honored to be a part of.
Well, the biggest thing that I learned is there's a line and you have to know not to look back.
Oh, Dan, you got to start early. You got to start now. One of my life hacks is I keep the supply list in my...
We sure are. We want nutritious and delicious, or at least I do for my family. I'm loving Quest nacho cheese tortilla style protein chips.
We have all that and more right here on New Mexico Rising. With the new school year just around the way, parents are thinking about how to save the day. Joining us now to share Target's back to school array is lifestyle experts and author Megan Murphy. And she makes us say, you know, yay! Here we go. Yay. Megan, how are you, my friend?
I mean, I love that rhyme, and I love working with Target. They are my go-to, my back-to-school headquarters for ease, affordability, and bringing the yay.
All right, so what is your go-to advice for back-to-school shopping this year? Yeah.
Oh, Dan, you got to start early. You got to start now. One of my life hacks is I keep the supply list in my phone so that when I'm running my errands, I'm doing a normal Target run, I can also stock up on school supplies. And Target has everything right now. One of my favorite deals is 20 for $20. So it's your 20 must-have school supplies, your Mondolamo colored pencils, your up-and-up glue, your lunch boxes, everything you need for under 20. It's 20 for 20. So 20 supplies for $20. And this is amazing. There is a backpack, the Summer Ridge backpack, stylish, cute, $5. A $5 backpack. Isn't that insane?
A $5 backpack. All right.
Only at Target.
All right. You don't need an expensive backpack. You just got to put things in it and carry it around. All right.
And it's so sturdy and so cute. I'm like blown away.
All right. So what about for like college-bound students, or is there anything for them?
Well, Dan, I'm laughing because I was on the phone with my nephews last night. Two are headed to their first apartments. They're going to be a sophomore and junior in college. And then I've got a freshman who's going to his first dorm. And you're like, where do I get my sheets? I need sheets and towels. I'm like, Target, duh. Right now they have the most incredible deals. So there is the Room Essentials collection. They have the XL sheets, which you know you need, and 4 packs of towels for under $10. And college students who are Target Circle members get a one-time 20% off of supplies. That is really incredible savings.
All right. So what about parents and teachers? How could they take advantage of some of these deals, promos, and?
Absolutely. I mean, I consider myself a very smart shopper, and one of my, essentials is a Target Circle 360 subscription. So with your subscription, you're getting, you unlock all these savings and discounts and so much convenience. Unlimited same-day delivery on orders over $35. You get access to Shipped, the marketplace for local deliveries. Students, $4.99 a month. That is huge savings on a Target Circle 360 subscription. And I love this for teachers. My sister is a teacher right now, $49 for the year for free delivery. Incredible.
All right, Megan. Where can we go for more information and even follow you on social media?
So Target.com, download the Target app, and I'm at Megan B. Murphy.
Megan B. Murphy, thanks for joining me once again, my friend.
I appreciate it, Dan. Yay!
As we approach the back-to-school season, fostering curiosity and a love of learning in young children is pretty much more important than ever. Today, we have 2 experts from Goddard Systems to share their insights. Joining us are Dennis R. Maple, Chairman and CEO, and Dr. Lauren Laquasto, Senior Vice President and Chief Academic Officer. They're here to discuss the importance of inquiry-based learning, how parents can support their child's inquisitive nature at home, and the new book, Curious Blueberry, The Carousel Horse. So let's welcome them to the show. Dennis and Lauren, how are you two?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Dennis, what does back-to-school season look like this year for young children?
You know what? Back to school season's always a wonderful time in most households. I looked forward to it when my kids were young as well. We know that parents are apprehensive because it's a change in their daily routines, but the good news is parents are looking for safe, warm, reliable environments for their children, and as a consequence, we at Goddard try to produce a nurturing, loving, and thoughtful environment. We know that children enjoy reconnecting with their friends, reacquainting themselves with the teachers that are going to be responsible for their instruction and care. And so it's just a wonderful time. And we look forward, and I know all of our schools across the country are welcoming these young people and their families with great enthusiasm and joy.
So what is Wonder of Learning, and how or why was it developed?
So Wonder of Learning is really an evolution, I'd say. We've always been about children enjoying the learning experience in a fun environment where they can play and have the company of their friends. So inquiry-based learning is an evolution of that, in that it gives children an opportunity to ask questions that are of interest to them. And as a consequence of that, teachers are able to then construct the curriculum and the day's activities based on things that kids are most interested in. So they're having fun, asking questions, and teachers can build upon that to ensure that children are learning, growing, developing, and learning to love learning.
So can you explain what inquiry-based learning is, and why is it so important to embrace curiosity and questions from younger children?
So inquiry-based learning is an innovative approach to early childhood education, which is validated by research at leading universities, Harvard, Yale, University of Chicago. The idea is that it takes learning and it focuses it around what's interesting or children are curious about. Big questions like, what is a family? What kind of pet and what kind of animal makes the best pet? How do I grow? And by taking the point of interest of the child, teachers then create hands-on experiences around it. And the child's curiosity is heightened, so therefore their attention span's heightened, their motivation's heightened, they retain more information, and they're authentically engaged with other children, allowing them to practice problem solving, creativity, collaboration. So inquiry-based learning takes learning and takes it around the interest of the child first and follows that child's curiosity to heighten the learning.
So how can parents and caregivers boost family engagement and foster children's inquisitive nature at home?
It's a great question. One of the things that is part of Wonder of Learning is our digitized application that parents are able to access. It gives them insights and information and perspectives and pictures around what's happening in the school with their kids every day. And so parents are able to extend the learning environment from school to home. They can do inquiry-based questions to their children. And it creates an interactive opportunity for them that can be fun, can be stimulating, and at the same time continue the great work that's happening at the Goddard School during the day.
All right. Can you tell us about the new book, Curious Blueberry and the Carousel Horse, and why did Goddard decide to publish this book?
Lauren, you want to take that?
Sure. So at Goddard, we feel it's important to connect school to home and home to school. And so we partnered with award-winning children's author Steve Metzger to author our very first children's book, Curious Blueberry, the Carousel Horse, which is a fun fictional story for children about a carousel horse that learns about the power of a question by interacting with children. But the book is also a resource for adults because it provides prompts throughout the book of what kind of questions can an adult ask the child to really see the impact of inquiry-based learning. What happens when I move from reading a story to a child to reading a story with a child? And how can I engage a conversation? So we have this book, which is available now at gardenlearningstore.com for all families, but it really mimics what's happening inside of a Goddard school and now is being brought into the home.
Dennis, Lauren, thanks for joining me this morning. Where can we go for more information about any of this?
You know, we have a wonderful website, GoddardSchool.com. It's got resources and questions and suggestions, tips and tricks for parents. And you know, parents, particularly young parents of young children, have a lot of questions. And it's a wonderful resource for them to be able to access answers to those very vital questions that we all had when we were raising our younger kids. So please go to GoddardSchool.com.
Well, thank you, too, for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
If you're sad that we're diving back to another season of back to school, as you can tell, I'm crying about it right now. It's all about getting the right tools to set our students up for success. And yeah, we got the right person here to help us out. Lifestyle experts, Marissa Brainey. She's here with some of her top picks to help kick off the academic year, make it strong. And let's welcome her to the show. Marissa, how are you, my friend?
I'm great. So great to be with you. Don't be sad about it. You know what? I'm partnering with some great brands, and this is going to be the best back-to-school season you've seen. So don't worry. I got you covered, my friend.
All right, good. I'll try not to cry as much. All right. Getting the right gear is key to making sure some students are comfortable and ready to take on the school year. Like, what should parents be looking at first?
Well, I know in my household, we always start with the sneakers. The kick's got to be on point for the new school year. And, footwear actually really plays a role in maintaining our physical health, keeping our bodies moving, keeping us comfortable throughout the day. So we head to Famous Footwear because, listen, they have all the top brands we know, we love. I'm talking Nike, Crocs, Birkenstock, New Balance, Converse, everything the kids want, all at a great value, which, of course, as parents, we know is very important. And I love that they have fit experts in store to actually measure, make sure you're getting the perfect size, because my kids' feet grow so fast, it's hard to keep up. They have a full selection online as well. And listen, Famous Footwear is really that one-stop destination for all the shoes for the whole family for back to school. They have what the kids want to keep them looking famous. So we love that.
And we all know kids love to snack. So do I. It's kind of a big part of their day since they're growing and building their bodies. Do you have any smart snacking tips that you have to kind of keep them fuel focused and eating right? Because we are what we are. Or we are what we eat, I mean.
We sure are. We want nutritious and delicious, or at least I do for my family. I'm loving Quest nacho cheese tortilla style protein chips. These are great. These pack 18 grams of protein in a single bag, only 4 grams net carbs. They're made with complete dairy protein, 9 essential amino acids, and they are crunchy, they're cheesy, they're salty, they're savory. They really hit that craving. And my biggest tip is just make sure you get a bag for yourself before your son finishes off the whole box like mine did. He loves these, so they're great in the lunchbox or to bring with you in the after school pickup line. That's where I take mine, and you get that added boost of protein, which is so great.
All right. I love tech tools and gadgets and things that make life a little easier. What are some must-have gadgets or tools that we could use for the school year?
Well, we all know right now tech is all about AI and how that's changing everything. And parents are looking for ways to incorporate that into their kiddos' study routine and really help them optimize their performance. And they can do that with the HP OmniBook X AI PC. This is powered by Snapdragon X Elite. First of all, you get up to 26 hours of battery life with this, but it has a groundbreaking on-device AI assistant to really optimize the workflow for kids, get them through the school day and those long study sessions. They have seamless connectivity with their classmates because of the Wi-Fi 7 and the Qualcomm Fast Connect 7800, plus an immersive sound experience as well. So all the tech you need in this for the new school year.
All right. And back to school also means sports, gyms, stink. I mean, how can we stay on top of personal hygiene during this kind of year?
It's part of it, right? These are long days. They can lead to feeling not so fresh. We want to smell our best, feel our best. And so Secret Whole Body Deodorant comes in clutch. This gives you up to 72 hours of clinically proven odor protection, made with every woman in mind. And these are made with intentional ingredients that are safe for the whole body. So from pits to privates, everywhere in between, dermatologists and gynecologists recommend it. And in fact, 4 out of 5 dermatologists and gynecologists would recommend a whole body deodorant. So this is great to put in the gym bag with you, have for all that running around we're doing. I know as a mom, I'm putting the schedule together. It's going to be a lot of moving parts. And so this is great to have with you on the go.
All right. So where can we find all of these back to school essentials and even keep track of you or keep up to date with you on social media?
Yeah, absolutely. You can head to my website. It's marissabrainy.com. You can find me on Instagram @mbrainy.
There we go. Well, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thanks for having me. So great to see you.
This June was the 13th month in a row we've seen record high temperatures. Those heat waves aren't just uncomfortable. They can be seriously worsen and those existing health conditions and even put lives at risk. So that's why a leading health solutions company has rolled out an environmental health impact initiative using real-time data to get ahead of the curve and help those that are most vulnerable. So joining us to dive into this is Dr. Dan Knecht, a practicing physician and the Vice President and Chief Clinical Innovation Officer at CVS Caremark. Welcome to the show, Dan. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. Why are we seeing we're seeing scorching temperatures across the country, and we know they can be tough on people with chronic conditions. Why is the Environmental Health Impact Initiative such a big deal right now?
Absolutely. So first of all, heat waves are the silent killer. They kill more Americans each year than hurricanes, fires, floods combined. The good news is a lot of that suffering is preventable if we act proactively and swiftly. So that's our Environmental Health Impact Initiative. What it is we identify folks in our Aetna Medicare Advantage population who are at risk for poor health outcome related to heat waves, and we reach out to them proactively to support them.
So how does it work? How do you identify which patients need help, and what kind of outreach are you doing?
Absolutely. So we bring together advanced analytics with our clinical talent. So this is how it works. We pull in real-time weather data, so heat, humidity, air quality, and we pair it with our analytic capabilities. So we take a population and we identify folks based on their health conditions or their demographics that put them at increased risk for poor health outcome related to high heat. And then we pipe that information to our registered nurses who are care managers. Our care managers take that information and perform telephonic outreach several days prior to the arrival of that heat wave and engage in a conversation to support and care for those folks that are at the highest risk.
So what kind of resources are you offering these patients?
Absolutely. So the conversation starts with raising awareness of this incoming heat wave, then educating that individual on the health risks associated with high heat. So what are the signs and symptoms of heat exhaustion or heat stroke, understanding that certain conditions like congestive heart failure or even mental health issues can be exacerbated in a heat wave. Then making sure that individual has a heat action plan, making sure there's access to a cold room, whether it be an air conditioner or a local cooling center. And then also in the event the patient may have mental health challenges, perhaps we can connect that individual to resources to help them. And then finally, we all love our furry friends. Let's make sure we're taking care of our pets during high heat as well.
So heat waves also bring their own set of challenges. What should people keep in mind during some of these extreme temperatures?
Absolutely. I think first and foremost, knowledge is power. Knowing that a heat wave is coming, and then what are your individual circumstances, making sure you stay hydrated, stay out of the outdoors during peak heat hours, having a plan in place, making sure you have access to a cooled room or a cooled facility. And then also, I think it's just so important to check in on loved ones or neighbors, right? Because heat waves affect everyone. And so we all need to take care of each other.
So who's eligible to be part of this initiative?
Yeah, I'm really excited to say this is a nationwide initiative for anybody with Aetna Medicare Advantage. But we're going beyond just Aetna. We plan to roll this out at CVS pharmacies and minute clinics. And then we're also looking at the opportunity to alert people as it relates to poor air quality events, because poor air quality, like heat waves, can exacerbate chronic conditions and put people at risk for hospitalizations.
All right, Daniel, next, where can we go for more information?
Absolutely. Check us out at cvshealth.com. The CDC has great resources online, so I would recommend people check out the CDC website as well.
All right. Thanks for joining me this morning, Daniel.
Thank you.
We're shining a light on a powerful new documentary called After Orange. This film follows the real-life journeys of two men as they navigate the challenges of re-entering society after being released from prison. The project took about 7 years to complete, and there was a special VIP screening at the National Hispanic Cultural Center on August 16th. And today we have the executive producer, Jennifer Ducker, and Jeffrey Padilla, one of the men featured in this film, here with us today. Welcome to the show, you two.
Hi, Dan.
All right.
Hello, Dan. Thank you.
Jennifer, what drove you to create this film, and what was that like spark that got this project off the ground?
Well, I was actually working on another show at the time. When I met Jeffrey, he was serving out the last couple of years of his sentence at the Southern Penitentiary in Las Cruces. And I was there every day filming, covering stories. And And I got to kind of observe what was going on in the prison system, like very, very directly, one-on-one. So I met Jeffrey. I also met Jeremiah, who's also in the film, and really got to learn from the inside out their stories and got to sort of see for myself kind of what it meant to be serving time and what expectations these guys had as they were nearing their sentence about coming out. And then Jeffrey and I left, and then he said, "Jen, will you make a film about my life?" And I think he thought I was just like, "Yeah, sure, absolutely." You know, people always sort of say that stuff. But I followed it up, and then we went on a 7-year journey together.
And Jeffrey, your story is one of the 2 stories that After Orange follows. What was it about your experience that made it so essential to kind of include this into a documentary?
Thank you. Well, I know that we were offered a couple deals in the past. One was from 50 Cent's camp, and another one was from a gentleman that did the documentary on Chapo Guzman. And I was watching Jen film in the penitentiary, and I seen how she devoted her time for caring. So I was more interested in showing my life. I believe that if a person's determined, you know, you leave prison behind and you take off on your journey full speed ahead, you know.
And Jeffrey, for somebody that has gone through the system, have come out on the other side, what is one thing that you would like to say to somebody that may be experiencing the same thing right now? Somebody that has come out and maybe at the point of needing some help, maybe some hope. What is something that you could tell them to, from your experiences, to share with them going through something similar?
Well, the biggest thing that I learned is that there's a line, and you have to know not to look back. You can't bring that along, even if it's in the talk. I married a woman who's a professional woman with college degree. My wife is a principal of a high school. And it's like when I met her, she didn't want to know my past. So it's almost focusing on the future and building from there. It's becoming a different person, you know, that's what it's about.
Jeffrey Padilla, Jennifer Ducker, thank you for joining me this morning. If you want to learn more about After Orange or find out where you can see the film, there will be more festivals and it will be coming back to New Mexico very soon. All you got to do is head over to afterorangefilm.com and you can follow some of the updates there. Thank you, too, for joining me this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Olympic Games are now behind us, and our athletes are back home looking ahead to what's next. Some of them, like the 1996 gold medalist and a member of the Magnificent Seven, Dominique Dawes, are diving into the world of small business. Dominique is now the owner and CEO of Dominique Dawes Gymnastics and Ninja Academics. Dominique Dawes Gymnastics and Ninja Academies. Academics, I'm a crazy person.
Yeah.
And she's here and has learned a lot about the ups and downs of starting a business. So joining us live from her gym to share her story and correct me on how to say the name of her gym is Dominique Dawes. Welcome to the show, Dominique. How are you, my friend?
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right. We all remember you from the iconic Olympic stage back in the 90s. Can you tell us how you went from standing on top of that podium to becoming a small business owner?
Well, it's been quite a journey. It's been 28 years since when I won gold at the Atlanta Olympic Games, being a part of the Magnificent Seven. It was a very humbling and an experience that I'm very honored to be a part of. And now being the owner of the Dominique Dawes Gymnastics and Ninja Academy, I'm actually now more of the founder because I'm bringing in partners now to help me scale this business. It has been a joy, and it's been a joy because we know we're making a positive impact in the community. I'm passionate about what we're doing. It's all about happy, healthy kids. It's about taking away the pain and pressure from youth sports and making sure our kids get a healthy and encouraging and compassionate exposure to the sport of gymnastics that will help them in life.
And just like winning gold, starting a small business isn't something you can really do on your own. What kind of support is available out there?
There is amazing support out there. There's the Wells Fargo Open for Business Fund. This fund was started July 2020 to help small businesses that were dealing with the impact of the global pandemic. And I can personally relate. That's when I opened my doors, July 2020. And can you imagine how challenging it was for us to get staff or to get customers to come through the doors? My husband and I were grinding it out 18+ hour days in this gymnastics gym that I'm sitting in, but we have now opened our third academy in the Maryland area. The Wells Fargo Fund funded so many small businesses, nearly 330,000 small businesses across the United States, taking into consideration diverse or low income or median income businesses. And they gave upwards of $420 million in funding to help with job creation, sustaining jobs, and to making sure these businesses stayed open for business.
And keeping local business alive and well is crucial. Why do you think that is so important?
I feel like small businesses are the heart and blood of our local communities. Just think of those mom and pop shops that have been around for so many years. It's not only about job creation, but it's about community. It's about relationships. It's about funding in that local community. And that's why I'm so proud to share with you all Wells Fargo Open for Business Fund. They've done that for 4 years now, $420 million in funding. And not only with the funding, they've also provided in those 4 years 1.1 million hours of free counseling and mentorship. And throughout my 4 years of running my company, trust me, I've paid a lot in mentorship and also in consulting, and Wells Fargo is offering it for free for many small business owners out there.
And what is your best advice for a mom and or pop to start their own shop?
You want them to be passionate. My advice would be passionate about what you're doing, really know your why. That's going to sustain you during these very challenging moments that you cannot fully control. A situation like the pandemic, a lot of people went through some tough times. And I would say know your why. And the reason why I started the Dominique Dawes Gymnastics and Ninja Academy is I wanted to create a healthy, uplifting, encouraging, compassionate culture in the sport of gymnastics. I didn't have the most positive experience of the 18 years where I was grinding it out in the gym, and I wanted something different for my 4 kids.
And you're part of the team that helped kickstart the U.S. women's gymnastic dynasty. But before you go, we got to hear, what are your thoughts on the Team USA's performance in Paris?
I am so proud of Team USA. Just watching the women dominate, the men earn a bronze medal. I was on the road with my family, so we were kind of in different hotel rooms or in lobbies cheering on Team USA. I'm so proud of Simone Biles leading Team USA. It was her 3rd Olympic Games. I'm the last female gymnast to compete in 3 Olympic Games 24 years ago. Also, Jordan Childs, what she's going through right now. This is going to give her more grit, more perseverance, and who knows, maybe her career is not over yet.
Dominique, it's actually an honor to talk to you this morning. Where can we go for more information about this program and small businesses, and maybe even learn more about your business?
Sure. You can go to Wells Fargo Open for Business Fund. You can go to stories.wf.com/OFB.
Dominique Dawes, thanks for joining me this morning, my friend.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
And that's it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. If you actually want to be on the show, all you got to do is email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on our social media, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. Just look up New Mexico Rising Television. We have a website, newmexicorising.com. That's where I put some of the books from some of the authors. They send them to us, and we will give those to you for free. All you got to do is pay for shipping. If you don't want to miss a show, we upload them every week to YouTube. So follow, like, share, all that other good stuff there. Just look up New Mexico Rising TV on YouTube. Thank you for being part of the show and checking it out. Until next week, that was New Mexico Rising.